Good morning. We're having our second book talk of the year. Good morning. We're on our second book talk of the year. We're talking about the book Wish Stealers. And this is one of our Sunshine State readers for this school year. We have several students here who have read the book and would like to discuss what happened in that book. So before we get started, do you want me to start over?
Should she start over?
Yes. Ha ha ha.
Sorry.
That's okay.
Your mic for some reason wasn't cooperating.
Uh-oh. Can you hear me? I can hear myself, so it must be working. Okay. Good morning. This is our second book talk. We are going to be talking about the book Wish Stealers. And this is one of our Sunshine State books for this year. We have several students here who have read the book and who want to talk about the book as well. Before we start, I want to ask you guys a question. And I'm kind of over to the side, so you're going to have to look over this way. Raise your hand if you liked the book. Oh, good. Okay. Excellent. Hands down. This was one of my favorite books as well. Let's go ahead and introduce ourselves and say your first name and the class that you're in.
My name is Lily and I'm in Miss Whitley's class.
I'm Libby and I'm in Miss Whitley's class.
I'm Simmer and I'm in Miss Whitley's class.
I'm Lindsay and I'm in Miss Edwards' class.
I'm Lauren and I'm in Miss Coker's class.
I'm Abby and I'm in Miss Coker's class.
I'm Mackenzie and I'm in Miss Coker's class.
I'm Sarah and I'm in Miss Topper's class.
I'm Ainsley and I'm in Miss Bird's class.
I'm Josh and I'm in Miss Edwards' class.
I'm Drew and I'm in Miss Edwards' class.
I'm Joe and I'm Miss Giddings' class.
I'm Caroline and I'm Miss Giddings' class. I'm Ann and I'm Miss Giddings' class.
Excellent. Did we get everybody? Okay. A big thank you to Miss Rockenstein, who's helping us out today. Thank you to the camera people who are here running the show solo because Mr. Schubert is not in here, and Miss Keltner's not here either. So we're doing an awesome job of winging it on this wonderful book show. Okay. Miss Keltner has left a question for us, and I'm going to read that after the synopsis of the book. So did you want to go ahead and tell us what the book was about? Okay, give us a brief description, but don't give away the ending, okay?
There was a little girl, and I forgot her name, but
Glory.
Griffin.
Griffin, sorry.
Thank you.
And she met an old lady, and then she gave her pennies, lucky pennies, and then the wishes were stolen, so she had to return the wishes with each penny.
Okay, excellent, excellent. And that gives us a little bit of what the book was about. Ms. Keltner has left this question, so I want you to think about it while we're talking about the book talk, and then I'll ask it at the end of the show, okay? So start thinking of some wonderful answers to this question. What is your wish for DeSoto Trail? How can you be a part of the change to ensure this wish comes true? So that's a two-part question. What is your wish, and how can you be a part of the change to ensure the wish for DeSoto Trail comes true? Okay, so think about that. Okay, as was stated, Griffin Pinshire is the character in the book. She's going into the 6th grade in middle school. She's a very unique young lady who comes from a very unique family. She goes to an antique store one day with her mother and encounters a very old lady. And this lady gives her something that will change her life. Okay, first of all, let's talk about Griffin. Let's talk about what a unique young lady she was and some of the characteristics of Griffin. Who would like to start? Okay, just pass the mic.
She wished on everything.
She what? I'm sorry?
She wished on everything.
Okay.
She liked to have a lot of fun.
She liked to help her friends.
She cared for her grandmother.
Okay.
She was kind.
She had a good personality.
Did you have something to say? Anybody over here want to say anything? Okay.
She loved the guitar.
Okay.
She took guitar lessons.
Guitar lessons. Okay.
I think it was the Wish Dealers. They had a band that there were other kids. They had like a science fair and they had like a band.
Okay. Excellent. Those were some very good character analysis of the character Griffin. When I was reading the book, I wrote down some notes because that's just what I do. I like to write it down because I do tend to forget things about the book after I've read it. Then I get to go back and read my notes, and it's like new all over again. This is some of the things I had written down about Griffin. She had 3 freckles under her left eye that looked like stars. She was always wishing, like you said. She always noticed the smallest of details. She liked certain things in a certain way. She liked peanut butter on brownies. Anybody here like peanut butter on brownies? Kind of like Reese's Pieces, chocolate and peanut butter. She hated wearing turtleneck shirts. She loved cool mint toothpaste. She wished all vegetables had cool sounding names. She wished to become an amazing bass guitarist, like you said. And she had what color hair?
Red.
Red hair, okay. Okay, when she encounters this lady in the store, anybody remember her name? What was her name?
Mariah.
Mariah Weatherby Schmidt. What a wonderful name. And she found her in the antique store. And the antique store belonged to the her neighbors, right? The neighbor, Mr. Schmidt, had the antique store, yes. What happened in that antique store?
Griffin met Mariah, and Mariah tricked her into accepting a box of coins, which were really stolen wishes.
Okay. On the way home from the antique store, what happened? Microphone. Mhm.
She found out that there was a penny inside, and then she pulled a string, and there were more pennies with engraved wishes on them.
Okay. Was that penny like the pennies we see today, or were they different? Mhm.
They were different.
How were they different?
They were stolen wishes from Mariah.
How did they look?
Did
they look like pennies we see today?
They had Indian heads on them.
Pardon?
They were Indian head pennies.
Yes, Indian head pennies. Great. Okay, before I answer any more of my questions, I want you to tell me something that you liked about the book. Let's start over here. And you can say pass if you want us to come back, or if you don't have anything.
That it was just a good story because it had so many details in it, and it was kind of like a mystery, kind of, because you didn't know who she was going to give the pennies to,
Okay.
and what was going to happen, and if she would keep the bad luck forever.
Okay.
And so, yeah.
I liked how she had to go and look for people who wanted those wishes so she could give them away.
Okay. How about over here? Somebody want to say your favorite part?
Well, I really liked how she would just kind of try to find the people who owned the wishes. Well, not really own them, but who needed them, and kind of
I liked her character and how she was nice to other people, and I liked that there were so many details in the story, and it was kind of a mystery because you didn't know what was going to happen next.
Before we continue, I want to talk about the rules for the wishes. The rules for the wishes. I wrote them down as well. A wish dealer's good wishes will not come true. So if you have wishes, they won't come true if you hold on to these wishes, right? A wish dealer's evil wishes will come true. If a wish dealer tells anyone about the curse, he or she will be cursed for life, and the person he or she tells will never have any of the wishes come true. And once you've accepted the wishes, they're yours. It is done. You can't dump them into the garbage or toss the whole box into a fountain and forget about them. So the only way you could, the people who had the wishes stolen, how did Griffin intend to get rid of the bad luck? How did she intend to get rid of the bad luck?
She ended up with like a, there's like a menu or something of people who stayed at a hotel and tossed wishes into the fountain, and then Mariah got out the wishes and she like gave them to Griffin, but Griffin used that and found their names. Like on one of them, it was a puppy, and she actually got a puppy for the person.
Okay.
All the pennies had labels on them,
Okay.
and the book told her which penny was for who.
Okay. And what happens if she couldn't grant the wishes? If she couldn't find the original person to give the wish back to, because they were stolen wishes, she had to find the person who originally made the wish, right? So how did she end up with that?
If she didn't return the stolen wishes in time, she would remain a wish stealer, like Mariah was, and wish bad things on other people, and her eyes would turn yellow, and she would basically turn bad.
But what if she can't find the original person?
She would have to find out people who wanted the exact same things, and she would give it to them. So one of them said world peace, so she would have to find someone who wanted world peace and give the penny to them, and it would come true.
Exactly. Yes, sir.
She could also trick them into taking the stolen wishes.
Yes, but did Griffin do that? Did she trick him into taking the wishes?
No.
No. So she had that decision to make. Should she find somebody to take the box of wishes and give that problem to somebody else, or is she going to help these people and help grant the wishes, or find somebody else who has a wish just like that?
She's gonna help, she's gonna help people instead of making it bad and just giving it to some other person and making it their problem. She wants to give back the stolen wishes and make it better again.
What does Griffin's mom wish for? What does Griffin's mom wish for?
A healthy new baby.
Because Griffin's going to be a big sister. Her mom's going to have a baby, so she wishes for a healthy baby. What did Griffin's mom do? She had a profession, a career. Do you remember what she did? It's very important to the story.
I think I might know. She was. Well, I can't think of the real name of it, but she worked at a place where they study stars.
Okay. Anybody remember the name of that person who studies stars? Do you have a microphone? An astronomer. Good. And what does Griffin want to be when she grows up? What do you think? Use the microphone.
A professional bass guitarist.
Well, but she also wants to be something else, something to do with science. Do you remember? I had to read my notes too. Anybody remember? Okay. She wanted to be a rocket scientist. And she gave a really cool quote in here. How long does it take for a rocket to travel from Earth into space? Do you remember?
I think 9 minutes.
Exactly. Did you look at my paper? 9 minutes for a rocket to travel from Earth into space. I thought that was a fantastic fact. In the story, Griffin has to do a science project. And she's paired with who? Who is she paired with?
I think his name was Garrett.
How did the kids in her class feel about having to do this science project?
They started to like each other.
How did the kids feel? Did they want to do the science project?
Yes.
All of the kids? No, they didn't want to do the science project. They thought Griffin was bringing them bad luck. But she's paired with somebody, and she's paired with Garrett. And what kind of science project do they decide to do?
They were going to do a science fair. They were going to do a science project on turning lead into gold.
To turning lead into gold. Yeah. And they found some inspiration. They found some inspiration in a book about alchemists. Alchemists are people in the past who work with this kind of stuff. Okay, they run into a. What kind of idea do they decide to do? They're going to have a science project on turning something into gold, turning lead into gold. Well, how do they decide to do this? What kind of idea do they come up with? Use this one.
Pennies for the planet.
Okay, tell us about pennies for the planet.
You get pennies from people, and then you use it for the planet in the forest.
Okay, it's a fundraiser. Do you remember what the fundraiser was for?
They are collecting pennies to buy a section of the rainforest to save it.
Yes, they're gonna buy an acre of rainforest. And it said in here, when all the ordinary pennies are added together, something extraordinary happens. That's why they want to do a fundraiser to collect pennies. It's a penny drive. And when all the pennies are collected together, something extraordinary happens. How much money did they raise for the fundraiser? Does anybody remember? How much money did they raise? Pass the mic back.
About $11,015.
Okay. It was over $10,000, right? And they raised some of the money, and then somebody matched it. So they doubled the money that they raised. Griffin's grandmother is very important to Griffin. And she's an artist. She paints pictures, and she gives Griffin some good advice about dealing with some of the wishes that she wants to help people out. For instance, Garrett's dad is no longer in the picture. He left, and Griffin wants to help unite Garrett with his dad. And Garrett's not too happy about that, so she gave her some advice. And she told her a story. Griffin's grandmother told her a story about a caterpillar and a butterfly. And she said butterflies need to struggle out of the cocoon so they can become strong. But there are exceptions. Sometimes you need to help them. She told her how she took a cocoon and put it in a tree away from danger so it could emerge. So sometimes even people with good intentions and good wishes have to have a little bit of help to get that wish to come true. Okay. One of the things I liked in the book, I'm going to read you this quote. And this is a quote from Griffin, and this is her conclusion to everything that she went through in the book. And this is kind of how she felt. She said, with Mariah's curse, she could have hurt a lot of people, and she had been tempted to give away the box. But she'd refused to end up a rotted lily with cruelty twisted in her face. She now knew she owned the light inside her. So she is the ruler of her own fate. She can decide if she wants to do good things or bad things. And she has decided to do good things, right? Okay, let's talk about Miss Keltner's question. What is your wish for DeSoto Trail? How can you be a part of the change to ensure this wish comes true? Who would like to start?
My wish is that DeSoto Trail stays here for a long time without going out of business.
Okay, and how can you ensure that change comes true?
That everyone I know, if they want to transfer to schools or that they haven't picked a school
Okay. And perhaps you could talk to them about how great DeSoto Trail is. Okay. Go ahead.
I think well, my wish is that we also stay in business for a long time, but we could do, like in the book, we could do a fundraiser with pennies to help
Okay.
with that.
Would you buy an acre of rainforest, or would you do something else with the pennies?
We would try to help our school and we would try to help our school and things like that.
Okay. How would you get? How would you know what to do for the school? How would you ask the students what we could do?
We could give like a survey or
Yeah,
something.
excellent question. Excellent answer. Give a survey to see what kind of things they would like to do to help. Excellent. Anybody else? Okay.
My wish for DeSoto Trail is to keep it clean, and I could put up posters to say that every day a kid should pick up at least 5 pieces of trash on the ground.
Excellent. Excellent. Sometimes if you see something, you're reminded about how to do it, right? And maybe you can get some friends together and design some awesome posters. Okay.
I was thinking maybe we could plant some trees, like maybe orange trees or something, and then we could just have a good time maybe eating the food maybe.
Okay. That sounds good. Orange trees or some other kind of trees to help the environment. Yes, ma'am. Thank you for passing it.
I think maybe every year I want to keep DeSoto Trail keep getting books every year, so we have new books to read every year.
Okay. Okay. And maybe put some suggestions of books in the suggestion box on the circulation desk so we know what you want to read. Okay. Anybody else would like to comment? Wishes for DeSoto Trail.
If we did the penny fundraiser, we could rent out a place of land, put a garden there, plant trees.
Okay. Excellent. Excellent.
We could also, like you said, we can plant some trees and help the environment too, and we can set up a day that we can all just go and plant some seeds in the ground so we make some trees.
Okay. Let me throw this out to you. Let's think globally. Let's think not only for our school, but for our city. How could DeSoto Trail help the city? How do you think?
Well, we could pick up trash like around on the streets near our school.
We could adopt a highway and then pick up trash on the highway.
Okay.
Maybe we could put up posters so nobody pollutes the water.
Okay. Go ahead.
We could tell people around our city to at least pick up 5 pieces of trash if you go on a walk day.
Okay.
We could buy an acre of land and make sure that all the animals that live there are safe and that nobody tears down their home.
Okay. Excellent ideas. While you're going through the week, I want you to think about that. If you come up with some more suggestions, let me know. And maybe we can do something as a school to help the city or do something here inside the school to help each other. Okay? Excellent. Give yourself a pat on the back. Wonderful book talk. Thank you. Our next book talk is going to be January 22nd, double digits, 22, and we're going to be talking about the janitors. Okay? All right. Thank you guys for being on Book Talk, and we will see you next time.